You've caught yourself mid-laugh at something genuinely funny and thought, "Why am I laughing?" Then the knowing ruined the laugh, and now you're 3 layers deep into a spiral about a joke. Welcome to the video nobody asked to need. Some of you will watch this and think, yeah, that's a bit too accurate. Others will think it doesn't apply to them, only to spend the rest of the day noticing every social dynamic with uncomfortable precision. Either way, you're here now. Let's talk about what it actually means to be psychologically overaware, not the aesthetic version. We won't glorify it like a Pinterest quote about being an old soul. The real thing is significantly less poetic and rather exhausting. It's a constant low-level hum in the background of your mind that never quite switches off, draining your energy. There's a concept in psychology called metacognition, thinking about your own thinking. Most people do this occasionally, but people who are too aware do it constantly, involuntarily, and at the worst moments, like mid-conversation when trying to seem normal. You'll be talking and part of your brain detaches and starts narrating. You just laughed too loud. Now, you're overcompensating by being quieter. Did they notice? You're watching their face and now you look weird. The conversation continues, but you're not entirely in it. There's an observer in the back of your head commenting on everything. This isn't necessarily clinical anxiety, though it can overlap. It's more like having a second tab open in your brain at all times, quietly consuming resources and leaving you mentally tired by the end of the day. Picture this. Someone you love is telling you about their day. You're nodding, genuinely glad they're there. At the same time, you notice they're glossing over one specific part twice now. You can't unknow it. You're in the conversation and watching it from outside, already deciding whether to ask or protect them by staying silent. Meanwhile, your own body might feel a subtle tension. Shoulders slightly raised, heart beating just a bit faster. Here's what doesn't get said enough. This makes you really good at reading people, scarily good sometimes, which can strengthen relationships and help you navigate social situations with empathy and insight. But it also makes you difficult to be fully relaxed around them. You love people deeply, yet every interaction carries a low hum of analysis. Over time, this can lead to emotional exhaustion, irritability, or even pulling back from social events. You notice when someone's smile doesn't reach their eyes. You notice when "I'm fine" means 9 different things. That noticing is real. Research in social cognition shows people with stronger theory of mind are more attuned to emotional cues. That's measurable and can be a real strength in building deeper connections. But the cost is significant. You can see the strings on everything. You'll be enjoying a movie and suddenly analyze the narrative structure and whether your emotions are authentic or just triggered by the music. You'll be happy in a quiet, real way, and part of you immediately starts cataloging why, as if you need to understand it before you're allowed to feel it. Then the happiness gets a little smaller. In daily life, this might show up as trouble focusing at work, difficulty falling asleep because your mind keeps scanning conversations from hours earlier, or feeling on edge, even in calm moments. People who are too aware often grew up in environments where paying close attention was a survival strategy. Moods were unpredictable, and reading the room was necessary for peace. You learned early that attention was protection. The problem is, the threat changed or disappeared, but the skill never downregulated. Psychologists describe this as hypervigilance. A smoke detector set during a fire that now goes off every time you make toast. The nervous system didn't get the memo. It keeps scanning, which can bring physical fatigue, mood swings, or that persistent, quiet loneliness even when surrounded by people. There's also a specific flavor of loneliness that comes with it. Not from lack of connection, you may have deep relationships, but the quiet feeling that you're experiencing life at a frequency others aren't tuned to. You want to be understood at the level you understand others. Someone described it as being a translator who speaks a language no one else is learning. That's devastating when you sit with it, because it can make even close moments feel slightly distant. Now, this is important. Being too aware does not make you right. Awareness is not accuracy. You can be attuned to patterns and still misread a specific moment entirely. The skill of noticing can become overconfident, turning into sophisticated assumptions. The most effective aware people hold their perceptions loosely, like hypotheses, not verdicts, and stay open to being wrong. They practice gentle curiosity instead of instant judgment. People who are too aware often have low tolerance for pretense. They see through it so easily that maintaining polite performance feels exhausting. It creates a mild existential impatience with the performance of normalcy, adding another layer of mental strain. But here's something worth sitting with. Awareness is not wisdom. They're adjacent but different. You can see everything and still understand very little. Insight requires integration, time, reflection, and willingness to be surprised by yourself. The people who turn this trait into something useful get curious about their own patterns with the same intensity they apply to others. That work can be uncomfortable. You may discover some perceptions are projections, but it also helps regulate the intensity, so the hypervigilance doesn't spiral into paranoia or burnout. If you're still watching, hear this clearly. The way you move through the world, with all its exhaustion, precision, quiet ache, and occasional emotional or physical fatigue, is not a malfunction. It doesn't need to be fixed or dimmed, unless it's genuinely harming your daily life or relationships. It is a way of being human with specific costs and specific gifts, sharper empathy, deeper understanding of people, and moments of profound insight that others might miss. Most people with this trait have never heard it said plainly. So there it is. You're not too much. You are, to a degree that is sometimes inconvenient and occasionally beautiful, paying attention, deep, unflinching attention in a world that often rewards looking away. With gentle practice, like pausing to label what you're feeling, or questioning one assumption at a time, you can keep the gifts while softening some of the drain. A small reminder, there's a link in the description to a bundle I think many of you will find genuinely useful. A collection of 7-day guides and planners for clearing mental backlog, rebalancing dopamine, fixing sleep, and rebuilding focus. Each includes specific daily actions. It's also in the pinned comment. I hope you check it out. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future uploads. See you there.